Hey everyone, Captain's Log here. Star Citizen can be a difficult game to get into at first. The game is a little clunky, a little buggy, and just not very polished yet. So I thought I'd give you some tips and help guide you through some basic things in game to help you get started. Before we get into the game itself, let's talk a little bit about ships and how to acquire them and exactly how the pledge store works. So if you are looking at picking up the game for the base cost, you will need to purchase a game package that has a starter ship and a copy of Star Citizen. Here, we have the cheapest starter pack at $45 that comes with the Mustang Alpha. This is all you will need to jump in and start playing. There are also other starter packs that have different choices in ships. There's the Drake Cutter, which is a fantastic starter ship, and also the Avenger Titan at $75 that has a larger cargo hold and some better armaments. Most ships are purchasable in-game, so you do not have to spend a bunch of real money on the game in order to play it. But if you have some extra cash and want to help support the development of the game, there are hundreds of ships to choose from on the pledge store. Just be aware, you do need to have at least a starter pack to play the game. If you bought a standalone ship, then you also need to purchase a starter pack. Although you can easily upgrade a starter pack into a larger ship if you want, using the upgrade system on the RSI website. When you first launch the game, you will need to select a starting location. You have two different systems you can choose to start in, either Stanton or Pyro. If it is your first time, I recommend Stanton, as this will generally be a safer place to start. There are different choices of starting zones in Pyro and in Stanton, but for your first time, it doesn't really matter which ones you choose. When you first spawn, you will be in your hab. It's like an apartment. To wake up, all you need to do is hit W or Y to stand up. Here, you will see a terminal on the wall. These are used to access your local inventory, local being the station or area you are in. So you won't be able to see this inventory from another landing zone or space station. To interact with doors, panels, or other things, we'll use the F key. You can hold F to move your cursor around and then click on what it is you want to interact with, or just aim at it and tap F. Navigating the landing zones for the first time can be a little difficult. The best thing you can do is familiarize yourself with the physical signs. These will help guide you to spaceports and other points of interest. You can also hit F2 to open up your map in the mobi-glass. When you are first navigating the starting zones, make sure to swing by the hospital or medical center to make sure you understand how to use the terminals here. You can set your regeneration here, so when you die, this is where you will respawn. Using these other terminals can help you request treatment, and the screen will show you which room and which floor you need to go to. To use the medical bed, once you get there, just walk up to it and hit F to lie down. Then you will want to make your way to the spaceport, which is where you will be able to access your ship. Once again, make sure you use the physical signs to get there. You may need to take a tram on your way, which is like a train. Once you've made it to the spaceport, we have the A-stop terminals here, where you can spawn your ships. On the far right, you have different options depending on the state of your ship. There's Retrieve, which will spawn your ship in the hangar. Deliver, which will deliver the selected ship to your current location if it is not already there, and Claim, which will use your insurance to respawn your ship on a timer if you have lost it or it has been destroyed. For the next part, you will need to be in your ship in the pilot seat and on the hangar pad. This screen in the mobi-glass is the landing screen. Here, you can control ship repair, ship refueling. Also, we have the vehicle screen. On this screen, we can select from a drop-down menu any of our ships that are currently at our location and stored. So if you are on the hangar pad, they will not be customizable. You can change the loadout here, which includes guns and your other components. To take off, you want to call ATC. To do this, the default keybind is left Alt plus N. This will prompt your hangar doors to open. If the doors do not open right away, don't panic. There may be a hangar queue, which should be shown at the top of your screen. You can set your speed using the spar here, using the scroll wheel and left control to change the speed limiter. You can also use Alt-C to set cruise control, which is indicated by this C right here. So just make sure that before you fly into something, you turn this off, as it is very easy to leave this on and forget and fly right into something. To roll your ship left and right, it is Q and E, and to move forward and back is W and S respectively. If you want a third-person view, it's F4, and to free look, you can hit Z. Once you are off the ground, let's take a quick look at master modes. These are different flight modes that every ship has. One is more for navigation, and the other is a combat mode. In the SCM mode, you will have your shields, your weapons will be available, and your speeds will be limited. In nav mode, your speeds will be much higher, but you won't have shields or weapons. To cycle between nav mode and SCM mode, hold B. To cycle between modes, when in nav mode or SCM mode, you will click the middle mouse button. In nav mode, there are flight, quantum, and scan modes. Selecting quantum will allow you to quantum travel. This is a much faster mode of travel, so you use this when you want to travel large distances. Flight mode is pretty self-explanatory. Use this when you're not expecting combat and need to fly shorter distances. And then there's scan mode, which is used for scanning ships or nodes such as mining nodes or salvage nodes. And while in SCM mode you have scan, gun, and missile modes. In this mode your top speed will be much lower, your shields will be on, and your guns will be available. To use your ship weapons, switch to guns mode, but you cannot use your guns in missile mode, and you cannot use your missiles in guns mode. Now, while in nav mode, select QT or quantum mode, then open up the star map, which is F2. Here you can see different planets and moons, along with other points of interest. Using the scroll wheel, you can zoom all the way out and view the entire solar system. Double-clicking on a certain point of interest will zoom in on it. Clicking once will select it. After selecting it, you can click the route button here, and it will create a route indicated by this orange line. You will then orient your ship at the destination selected, and if you are in quantum mode, the bar will fill on the left here, indicating you are calibrating. After this is complete, you will click the left mouse button and you will start to quantum travel. The contracts menu is where you find all the missions. Here, you can select from various different career paths. Select one of these career paths and you can click on any of the missions to accept them. After accepting a mission, you want to make sure the mission is being tracked, so that you can see the marker on your HUD. If it is not being tracked, you can find the track button here. Sometimes this can be a little buggy, and you may not be able to quantum to this location. If this happens, you need to use your star map and find the destination on the map and select route. In ship comment, to target something, click T. This will also cycle between different targets if there are multiple. After you have targeted something, there will be a small circle, which is only visible within around 3 kilometers. Aim at the circle to land your shots. There's also a precision aiming mode if you right-click. This will help you target specific things on a ship, such as the engines. You also have defensive things that you can use on your ship. If a missile is fired at you, you can use the H key to launch flares. These flares will distract the missile and give it a new target to hit. You can also destroy the missile before it reaches you using your guns. Opening the mobi-glass and navigating to the comms tab at the bottom will open the social menu. On the right here is the members tab. Opening this will show you the members on your server. On the left, there is the friends tab, the pending tab, and the channel tab. As for things to do that aren't missions, there are a few other gameplay loops that you can do. The most fleshed out one is mining. It's pretty easy to get into, as all you need is a multi-tool with a mining attachment. If you're into group gameplay, you can mine larger rocks with the mole mining ship, which requires 3 people to operate efficiently. After you've filled up your ship, you can take it to a refinery or just sell the items raw. Salvaging is also a lucrative career path. You can salvage RMC, or recycled material composite, from hull scraping ships or salvage panels, and CMAT, which is construction materials you get from salvaging ship hulls. You can find a lot of derelict ships around the game right now, and you can salvage them if the shields are powered off. Gearing up your character with in-game shops is pretty simple. You find a shop, whether that's in the space station or a landing zone, then you access the terminal inside to browse the weapons and armor. Or you can just buy them straight off the shelves. There is light armor, medium armor, and heavy armor. Always make sure you have a helmet equipped when outside in space and on some inhospitable planets or moons. Weapons are quite abundant and easy to find. You can loot them from NPCs or buy them from shops. There are also attachments like muzzle devices, flashlights, and sights or scopes. The first time you get a crime stat, it will probably be by accident, whether you accidentally shoot a player or even a friendly NPC by accident. You will see this status indicator at the bottom left showing your current crime stat. At crime stat 3, you have problems landing in a lot of places, and as you climb up to a higher crime stat, which caps out at 5, things get even harder as player bounties will be activated, so yes, players will hunt you down for a payday. If you have a crime stat of 1 or 2, you can go to the Fines and Citations Payment System kiosks that are found in landing zones or on space stations. They will show you your outstanding fines and how much you owe. If you have a 3 or higher crime stat, the only ways to get rid of this crime stat is to hack the security post Korea. Alternatively, you can get caught and serve time in prison to remove a crime stat as well. When you finally start to understand the game and you can start exploring, it's easy to see why this game is so popular. Star Citizen is truly a singular experience. There is nothing else out there even remotely close to the depth, scale, and level of detail. Whether you're grouping with friends or going solo, Star Citizen has something for you. If there's any other tips that you guys can recommend, I'd love to discuss it further in the comments. This is Captain's Log. Thanks for watching.